Hey, this is Josh Taylor with Trade Advisor Pro, and I want to thank you for checking out our video today. Now, before we get started with today's free Forex training video, I want to give you a chance to pause this video right now and go to our website. Trade Advisor Pro offers you free Forex training videos, and trade alerts. And folks, you do not want to miss our trade alerts. We send out a bunch of trade alerts every month that are top rated in the industry, where we send you our exact trades right to your inbox. Pause the video now, go to tradeadvisorpro.com/free, and all you have to do is register and then come back to this video, and we'll be sending you a lot more goodies to help you with your Forex trading. Enjoy today's training video. Hey everyone, we are going to go through today's Forex market preview, and today is May 6, 2013. And we're going to first start here with the Euro USD. Let's look at the weekly chart. And what we've seen on the weekly chart is since around late July 2012, we've seen that this pair has been working on trending its way back up the ladder. From going right above 1.2, 121, all the way up as high as 137.10. And it's working its way back up. Last week we did have a pullback. We did see some downward pressure on this pair, but when you look at the daily chart that we're looking at here, we are seeing a nice uptrend. So since around the end of March, this pair kind of flattened out. This downtrend that it was working on flattened out and continued to work its way back up. Had a pullback and working its way back up, and now we're back into another pullback. Now, today, in fact, the lows. Let's look at the lows where we've been. The lows have been around 30.50, 30.32, 30.37. Right now, the price is at 30.76. So here's what I'm going to look at. That right now, price has formed a pretty solid little base right here at the 1.30 mark, and I'm going to be looking for, now when we on some of our other videos in our training course, we do talk about buying at key levels and looking at the daily ranges on these pairs. Now if you look at where we're at now at 30.76, price has gone up as high as let's see today how high price went. Price went as high as 31.40, is now pulled back down, so it's working its way back down. What I would expect and what we're looking for, a great entry opportunity, if some news announcement would, or some selling pressure would force this pair back down to the 130 range, and I would say 1.3012. And I'd be taking a buy position here and waiting for this trend to continue shooting this up back up. So based on what we're looking at here, that this pair is now beginning to trend, potentially range. In fact, it could be in a range. If you see the nice base here, and then we have kind of, it's not perfect here, you can see that it's been ranging right in between these levels here. And this level here is, let's see how high this thing is getting. Right up to about 3,200 mark. So I would say right now this pair is bouncing. It's either doing one or two things. We're either in a sideways range, which I absolutely love, because we have great opportunities to sell at the top, buy at the bottom until the range runs out, or we're going to see a continuation of this uptrend. This price is going up, long downtrend, up, back down, up, back down, and then shoot back up. So what I'm going to be looking for here is a buy opportunity right around 130.12, and I'll be placing the stop below this key level, below these levels here, which is 129.30 range. So we're looking at 180 pip stop, which is usually what I like to do on these daily charts. So that's what we're looking at on the Euro USD. Let's go look at the pound dollar. So let my charts load. Now on the pound dollar weekly chart, let's go over to the weekly. We can see here that the pound dollar pretty much loves to range between the 15300 mark and pretty much the 16300 mark, 1,000 pip range that it's been doing for several years. And over recent months, a few months ago, price broke below that level, continued back up, and now we are moving back into this range again. Now price is currently at 155.43, so based on this chart right here, I would definitely be looking to get into this pair around 15300 range, but that could be pretty far off, and it may not work its way back down there. We may be continue to see this trade, this pair to work its way up to the 1.6 mark and the 16300 mark. But so we got to narrow down a little bit deeper on to the daily charts. You can see here for the last few days that price has really gone into a bit of a consolidation, and it's sitting here in a little mini channel, kind of not doing anything. And let's get this one down a little bit. Alright, so that's kind of where we're at here. Let me darken these up so we can see them. And you can see that we've basically been range bound for about the last week. So I would look at potential buy opportunity around the 1.5 mark, 1.55, and maybe even take that. Let's see how low this went. 54. Yeah, maybe even a few pips below that may actually work pretty well. But I would be looking at a buy at 15500. I would not leave a big stop, but we are trending up, so that's the good thing we're looking at, is that we are seeing this pair trending up pretty strong. So the trend is with us, and then yeah, we're not seeing this thing going very high, but I would be looking to buy around 15500 on this pair. All right, so let's go look at our next pair here. Let's look at the dollar Swiss. Let's start off with the weekly chart. We can see that this thing is pretty much sideways bound. Based on the weekly chart, we did break above this this 0.95 mark, and eventually broke back down into the range. It is pretty much sideways. With this pair, I would be looking to buy around 1.9 and selling around. Buying around 0.9 or a little bit higher than that, and selling around 0.95. Just be careful that you're not in a euro trade at the same time. But based on the weekly chart, let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Now I could narrow this down even more and saying that I'll be willing to buy this pair around 0.92 and selling it around 0.95. I'm definitely looking for a sell position right before the 0.95. In fact, let's see what this high was on this little candle here. Let me zoom this in. This candle went as high as 0.9498. So if you were selling at 0.95, you would have missed that entire trade. I would be probably selling this pair around 0.9480. So now this thing seems to be working its way up. That should be a good opportunity for a sell, and then we can put a stop loss about 80 pips, 70, 80 pips above here. But you can see it is somewhat range bound, so we could be taking positions anywhere in here to buy, anywhere in here to sell is what I would be looking for. All right, let's go check out our next pair, the dollar yen. Now this pair is still trending up very, very strongly. For the past several weeks, we've been in a little cycle between the 96.50 and 100 mark, and it's rejected twice. Actually, I guess you could almost say 3 times, but for the most part, these waves and cycles, it's rejected twice. So here's what we're looking at. The price came up, rejected, came up to about the 79% retracement of this original upswing, and then is working its way up. In my opinion, I think this thing is going to break through the 100 mark, but we could potentially have a counter trend bounce, just like we did here and here, where price, let me zoom in here, price could basically come up here to this level, hit and bounce down, could shoot back up, hit and bounce down again. It may continue doing that. What we're looking for here is trying to determine whether the buyers have enough strength to push this pair beyond the 100 mark. So we're going to watch it very, very closely. But we still do have a pending order here right around 96.50 that we'd be looking to take a buy on. I'm going to guess right now Actually, you know what? What we're gonna do is actually change that 96.50 level. I'm gonna keep an eye on it first. We may end up bumping that up to 97.15 and tightening this range up a little bit, depending on how this price reacts when it hits up into this level here. So we'll keep an eye on this closely. Let's go look at our next pair, the USD CAD. We still have an order where this thing got out of order. And let's see what we got on the weekly chart. Price is pretty much going sideways. It's really not much on here to take a look at. But on this chart, we can see the price has a nice strong base. It's having a difficult time basically bouncing through to the 1.0100 mark. We're kind of waiting on, I do expect that price will continue to shoot back up, but we're still having a difficult time with that. We do have a price in order set down here at 1.0010, and we're going to continue to hold that for a little while and see how price reacts off of this major key level. So let's go take a look at the next pair. Aussie dollar, US dollar. All right, now we are currently in this trade. It's right at break even right now. We got into this trade at 1.0250, price shown 1.0251. But you can see here that we are pretty much in a sideways channel between the 101.48 and 10600 mark. Has been for quite some time. In fact, this pair seems to really like channeling in this range, which is what we're working on. And so we're going to continue to hold that trade. Now we're waiting on a Royal Bank of Australia interest rate decision. What would be really exciting is if it came out with some extremely positive news, like they decided at the last minute to bump interest rates. But that's most likely highly unlikely. But anyway, the price is kind of consolidating at this point, and we're going to continue to just wait it out. Let's look at the daily chart and see how we're looking at that level. Let's zoom this in, and I don't know why. Oh, there we go. All right. This pair's been really messy this year, actually. I see a lot of wicks, and so what we're looking at here is price has gone as far today is the 103.20 mark, and continued to work its way back down again. Now as we'll continue to bounce off this level and work its way back up. And so we're looking at, after this RBA rate decision, I'm hoping that we see the price really take its move and continue back up the ladder here and let us close some profits out on this trade. Let's take a look at the pound yen. On the pound yen weekly chart, we can see that price is just continuing on this uptrend. And we had a trade in here. Let's go back to the daily chart. If price would come back down and retest this level here at the 14800 mark, that we're going to take a buy. It did not. Price is now how many pips are we looking at here? 700 pips above that range. So price is not come back and retested that key level. But since price did not retest that level, we're going to go ahead and cancel that order. Now, if price would come back all the way back down to the 14800 level, that would be an excellent opportunity to buy. But now we're going to have to look for a little deeper opportunity. And it seems like price has broken this original level here, and which is, let me draw a line so I can see exactly what this level is. Right around the 153.60 mark. So here's where we're at. The real trick is, let's go back to the weekly chart to try to determine. I'm going to try to scroll back out. Actually, that's about as far as we're going to go. Price has never been this far on this trade in years, and I have this set for a 3-year mark. I'd have to go back historically and see if we can change the time frame. In fact, let's see if I can do that now. Let's go to the weekly 10-year chart on this. Alright, here we go. Now we can get a better understanding of where some of the key levels that we may have some resistance. Price is currently here. There's not really much more resistance until we get up into this range up in here. at 160 mark and a little bit below that. So, but this is a solid base, the 150 mark, and price is definitely above that. You can see here on the weekly chart. You see this scrolled in here that 150 mark, yeah, price over the last few weeks tried to reject that and has continued to break above it. This 150 mark is a strong base. So going back to where we just were on the daily chart, I think this trend is going to continue all the way up to the 160 range. And if we can get price to pull back to the 153.60, 153.65, I'd be definitely looking at taking a long entry on this trade. But along with that, we could have rejection here of this 15500 mark and have a pull down. My opinion, based on this information here, and you can take it or leave it the way it is. My goal is just to analyze the charts and see where I feel the market is flowing. And the way I see market flows are moving its way up, and we now would want to wait for a nice little pullback so that we can take an entry and continue this trend back up. Let's go look at the euro yen. I'm suspecting that we're looking at the same thing, pretty much. Yeah, let's go. In fact, we're going to take this out to a 10-year because we are at a high based on the highest we've been in 3 years. If we zoom this in, price is currently right in this range here, and it's formed. There's a nice base. In fact, so price, the same thing. Price is basically on this euro is really sitting here on a nice potential bottoming here, and could see this thing continue working its way back up into this little mini range that we have had previously many years ago, about 4 years ago. On the daily chart, we're seeing that price is definitely ranging between the 130 mark and the 127.80. Let me go back and check something real quick. Pause this video. All right, I was just checking on the last euro yen order we had. I actually did place an order to buy this trade at 127.80, which it hit. It came down. We had some serious hesitation issues, and then price is going up to over 200. Well, yeah, over 200 pips. So we ended up closing that trade at a break even. And then the next day it shot up through the roof. So anyway, I would be looking. That's really the trick of where we're at here. Is where is this market going? This may be a great time to potentially sell this. I'd be very careful because we are still trending our way up. If you back out, it is still uptrending, but it is kind of in a consolidation right now. So I would just be very careful what you do in this trade. You can see if you zoom this in that the highs are getting lower, which could be the fact that this euro is starting to gas out with this pair. So I'm going to really watch this pair very closely, and we may have an opportunity to take a sell position there. So let's go check the next pair, which would be the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. All right, so we see here that price at this 84.70-ish range, 0.8470, has really held pretty strongly. And so we had seen previously that price was wedging its way up. It broke through. Now we are through that key level, and let's see that 84.70 range. Let's see that same line here, 84.70-ish. It's about right here. That's really where that line was. And let's thicken that up a little bit. All right. So we can see that price is really holding strong at this key level, to 8,500. I'm going to actually be looking for a buy opportunity on this pair right about the 84. In fact, let's look at today's low. So see how far this thing went. It went as low as 84.85. Yeah, I would be looking for a buy right around the 84.90 range, with a stop loss down into this range here around the 84.40, but about a 50 pip stop. So 84.90, 84.50 with a stop is what I'm looking at on this pair. Let's see what else we got with the Aussie yen. We closed an Aussie yen trade the other day. Weekly chart, the price this pair is continuing to work its way back up, and now we see some weakness off of the up run that we had. This pair went all the way as high as 105, and we the other day took a trade at 100. It stayed there for a couple of days, and then boom, it shot up, and we actually closed that trade at 101.78, which is about where it's at right now, actually. And we took a nice profit on that. I'm actually looking to reset a new trade on this pair right around the 100 mark. So we're looking to buy this pair again at 100 to see if we can't get another bounce back up. All right, so let's go take a look at two more pairs. We're going to look at the Euro Yen and the Euro Aussie and see how they are holding up and see what we're looking at here. Now, we do have a trade set on the Euro Aussie to buy at 125.00. Price never came down to that level, and instead continued to shoot back up. Price was working its way down. I was hoping we get all the way back down to this level here and then shoot up. It did not do that. Right now we are sitting here at a key level on the Euro Aussie. But we have news announcement coming out that Draghi just came out with today based on the euro, which caused a down push. But we also have news coming out today on the Aussie. So instead of taking a sell position here, which would be an excellent place to sell at 128.00, news announcement coming out later today could force this pair to go sporadic and go all over. I'm going to watch this pair for another few days and just not do anything yet. Let's go look at the euro pound. The pound has definitely been strengthening against the euro. On the weekly chart, it is working its way back down. It is still in a range here from between 8,300 and 8,500. But on the daily chart, yeah, it's the same thing. We are sitting here right at a key level with the euro, right at the 84.10 mark, and maybe a great opportunity to buy. I had to really sit down and look at this chart a little bit longer for me to determine. Excuse me, but you can see here that 8400 mark is really a major key level. So this may be a great time to take a little buy position. Just keep your stop very tight. And so anyway, that's it for today's analysis, and hope you got some great information out of this, and we'll talk to you on the next video. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's training video. If you have not done so already, stop this video now and go to tradeadvisorpro.com/free and register absolutely free for free Forex training videos, and free Forex traded alerts directly to your inbox. Go to the website right now and register for free. All kinds of goodies for you. Thanks a lot.